Hi, welcome to the Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor MBTV. I have with me Ashish Puravankara. Needs no introduction. But Ashish, interesting times. Very, very interesting. And you've taken a bold move to launch a premium project and in a very different way. So let's talk about how you have faced the challenge of COVID and what this means to you.
The entire leadership team were on calls through the day each day of the 40-day period. We had internal meetings, we had external presentations from architects for future launches, design meetings, etc. We ensured that all laborers at site were taken care of. We provided for 3 meals. We got a little innovative. We tied up with Art of Living. We got yoga teachers to come there and teach the laborers, meditation in the morning, yoga in the evening. We had a health officer there. So all laborers, fortunately, at least at all our sites, were taken care of. Post the lockdown opening, they were back at site. Of course, now with the chatter of people wanting to go back to their hometowns to check on the health of the relatives, yes, there are people moving back, and I'm sure they will come back in time. We stopped marketing activities on March 24th till the first week of April. At that point of time, Vivian told us spending on marketing because everyone's locked in. Yeah. Through the management calls, we said, all right, let's start from the first weekend. Let's start digital marketing, which we did start. We gave remote access to all our sales people, our CRM, personnel, and we started marketing. We sold 178 units in 20 days of April of the lockdown. That tells me that there were certain triggers. There was no reason for customers to take that hasty decision, but there were triggers. I think through the lockdown, people realized 4 key things. One of them being in terms of an asset class. It is an asset class that over a long-term period has delivered extremely high value. Also, people in projects across Mumbai, Bangalore and other cities, tenants were treated very differently from owners. And I think that was the second trigger where they realized that we need to have our own home, that own sense of security over our head and own our own apartment.
After COVID-19, people have started seriously thinking about owning a home. And this is what will obviously help a real estate industry. And when we sat down, COVID-19, there's a difficult market outside. There is a gloomy situation outside and we all agree to it. There is a challenge which exists in the market.
People realize that they may want a larger home. So I think that assisted people in taking that was the third trigger to take that decision to buy. The fourth trigger was also that people, I think, realized that they want to move to a newer building, a modern building with modern amenities. Also, as an organization, we've always been on the forefront of technology. Right from our sites, we were one of the first few guys to start precast in terms of construction. Also at the back end, in terms of, we launched in 2019 our online portal where customers from the comfort of their home could choose an apartment, block an apartment and pay for that apartment from the comfort of their own home. We have 2 big launches on this Saturday. One from the Provident brand, which is a launch in Bangalore, south of Bangalore, Electronic City. The second one is under the Purvankara brand, which is Thanisandra Road, an apartment project that we're launching here. So we are quite confident and encouraged. Through this lockdown, the EOI book kept building up. People kept giving their EOI deposits. And with that confidence, we are going ahead.
Huge amount of demand exists for home. And people have realized the importance of home. So in today's world, if a developer delivers a quality product with a quality construction at a good location, he is going to get a huge amount of demand. So our initial expression, we just taken an expression of interest. We've already got more than 300 expression of interest on this. So 300 people have already given us a check and shown the demand. So they're just waiting for we to announce the price. So once we announce the price, all these guys will book their homes.
First time in the country, we are going to have an e-launch, very exciting launch at a hotel where we call all these prospective buyers. Now this entire thing is happening online, and I think this is how the future is going to be. So it's happening on a webinar. We will represent the project, highlight the USPs, the amenities. We will then do the price discovery because in an EOI we give a price range. So we will then, inform them what the price is, and they will be able to then go online again, basically choose, see what's available, block it, and pay for it.
What happens to your sales forces? What is the role of the sales force? Is it redefined?
So now the booking process has been redefined, but there is still that little bit of, the first step where you visit a site, where you want to understand the amenities, you want to understand your efficiencies, etc. I think there is a role that a salesperson would play at that point.
In the last 40 days, nature seems to have struck back. It's clean air, it's clean water, and so on. Now you have actually given those devices that can mitigate all bad air and that kind of thing. How will the new world be? Do you think that we'll go back to square one?
As the population increases, you're still going to have some amount of pollution that will continue to happen. In that sense, what we are focusing going forward is on health. I think the word luxury is getting redefined. And I've said this in the past and I'll repeat it. Luxury back in the day meant I own a home in the CBD, I own a 6,000 square foot home.
Yeah.
Today we are redefining luxury to say luxury of health. So therefore the focus of our projects.
On that 34th floor, the entire terrace of 3 buildings is connected. There is no other plumbing, there is no other piping which is happening on that. So it's a flat terrace. The entire 3 buildings are connected with each other so that people can move from one zone to another zone. There are 3 zones which is created. One is a wellness zone, one is a lounge and experience zone, and third is about health.
We are giving you purified drinking water straight into your apartment, right? We are putting air purification towers in recreational areas like your clubhouses, in your parks, etc.
So it is not only about enjoying an amenity, it's all about experiences, various things. So if you look at an air filtration tower, which is something which purifies the air.
The entire technology bit that goes into it in terms of BlueNex homes that we have launched, right? So we're seeing convenience as well. Automation, so you're saving power as well. So you don't have to keep something on indefinitely. You can turn it on, turn it off remotely. You can turn it on as and when required. So I think the BlueNex automation, has been very much appreciated by our prospective buyers and existing customers in the projects that we have launched it.
2 places where you've launched, both Electronic City and Tanisandra, very heavily driven by the IT sector. Did that help?
Most locations, before we launch, so while we acquire land, all across, most places where we launch, we always ensure that there is, it is a micro suburb, so to speak. So you have offices around, you have hospitality around, you have hospitals around, you have education centers around. So that social infrastructure is already there. You're right. I think both Tanisandra is a great IT catchment. You have very large IT parks around, you have schools around, you have hospitals around. So again, a fantastic location. Similarly, Electronic City.
You yourself said a lot of people are going to work from home. There is this thing about how the home spaces are going to get redefined. Did you have to do anything to your projects to sell them, or were they already planned with these amenities?
We put a lot of emphasis on internal planning. Not today, I would again say from a long time. The first cut of our plans, when it comes from the architect, I don't sit on it. We actually give it to our marketing guys. So the learnings that have come from our past projects, the feedback that's come from customers on ground, that's incorporated in every new project of ours.
Do you think that there's an enhanced need for speed in construction?
Today, you're having this serious issue of migrant laborers,
Yes.
right? I think going forward with the kind of social schemes that are being rolled out, I think there is a small concern, not too large, but a small concern to say how much of that labor will actually come back.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, you have to turn to technology. You have to turn to precast.
What is the one thing that would change in Purvankara when consumer looks at it post-COVID? How did it transform you?
Even more amount of digitization, lesser need to interact, with the organization on a personal basis. We're rolling out customer apps. They don't need to call us like a Citibank app, like a banking app today. You don't need to call that call center or visit the bank, right? So you're going to have your app, which is going to give you all the information you need. It'll give you, progress updates. It'll give you your balance payments. You can download receipts. You can send a query out, which will be responded to within 24 hours. So I think a lot of further technology push and digitization that will happen going forward.
Thank you so much, Ashish. All the best to you.
Thank you for having me.
Please subscribe to Magic Bricks on YouTube and click the bell icon to get new videos.